Hello YouTube, how's it going? It's a professional here. And today I wanted to make a video talking about the best and worst business locations in GTA Online. You know, I've been asked this question a lot in live streams. People ask me all the time, professional, what is the best CEO warehouse location? What is the best bunker location? So I thought I would make a video talking about it and going into great detail on it. And I apologize for the length of the video, guys, but you guys are going to see why I had to go into a lot of detail on a lot of the businesses. And a lot of it is my opinion, but I'm going to be backing my opinion up with facts. So I'm going to be backing up why I think this location is the best and why I think you should avoid certain locations. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the best locations for CEO crate warehouse, the best locations for import-export warehouse, the best locations for hangar, for MC businesses, and for bunker. And we're also going to be talking about the best facility locations. But on top of that, I'm also going to tell you guys the worst locations, the locations that you guys should avoid. So here we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Okay, so let's talk about special cargo first. Okay. So as you guys see right here, I have 5 large warehouses, but the only reason that I have 5 large warehouses, well, there's actually 2 reasons. The 2 reasons that I have 5 large warehouses are, 1, so I could do my rank up guide. I did that in the past. If you want to watch my rank up guide, it's under money guides, playlist, rank up guide. It's how I rank up really fast. Basically, what I do is I just buy 1 crate to each warehouse, deliver it. That's around 2,400 RP, and then I sell that 1 crate. It's around 5,000 RP, and I just keep going around in circles. It's to rank up really fast. And the second reason that I own 5 large warehouses is so I could do my big sale videos, because they're really good for my big sale videos. However, I don't recommend that the average player get 5 large warehouses. Now, if you look at my warehouse locations, I have them in each corner of the city here because I like having 1 in each corner. This one, I had to buy a medium one, unfortunately, here because there was no warehouse that was in this corner of the map. But for the average player, I recommend you only get 2 warehouses. There's no need to get 5 large warehouses. It takes way too long. It's too much effort. Don't get 5 large warehouses. The average player, just get 2 large warehouses. And I know some people are going to ask me, should I get medium or small instead? No, get large. And the reason that you're going to want to invest in large is because large, you can fill up to 111 crates, and you can sell however much you want, between 1 and 111 crates. So you can sell 42 crates, just like in the medium one, and you can sell 16 just like in the small one. So you can sell any amount. So you might as well go with large. You know, you can fill it up as much as you want. Now, in terms of warehouse locations, this warehouse, I think everybody should get this warehouse right here, the Darnell Bros warehouse. I think this warehouse, my personal opinion, this is the best location in the game, and I've had no problems with this warehouse. This warehouse is good for a couple of reasons. 1, you got the highway right here. You can take the highway here and easily access this warehouse, and also the highway, there's a little bit of the highway, the ramp of the highway is a little bit destroyed right here, and you can just jump off the ramp and just get on the street. It's really easy. I'm going to show you guys that jump in a second here. And also, this warehouse is good because it's easily accessed by the street. You just need to pull in and just drive it right up to the warehouse. A lot of other warehouses, they have this lot or parking lot that you have to pull in with the vans, and sometimes it can get annoying. Like, I'll give you a few examples. Like, this one down here, this one, I bought this warehouse. This was my first warehouse. I bought this when CEO crates first came out. This warehouse, I thought that this warehouse would be a good location because of just how expensive it was, but it turned out this warehouse gave me problems because you have to pull into this lot every single time you deliver cargo here. And also, cargo is often really far from this warehouse, really far. A lot of times cargo spawns up here, like up here near Chumash, and you're bringing it down the coast right here, and you got to go all the way down here, and it's just a nightmare to bring it all the way up here. And even when a cargo spawns up here, usually at the north of the city, you have to bring it all the way down here, and it's just a disaster. You're going to want a warehouse that's as close to the middle of the city as possible, so I don't recommend this area. It just too expensive, and also it takes too long to deliver cargo. The only time this warehouse location is going to help you when you have to go out to sea, and it's down here, but that's not going to happen all the time. That mission is rare. So this warehouse is good, and get 2 large warehouses. And the reason you want 2 large warehouses is just so you can do, if you're doing crates, go back to back. But if you're only going to go with 1 large warehouse, go with Darnell Bros. This is the only warehouse that you want to go with. Now, if you want to invest in a second large warehouse, now remember what I said, only buy 2. There's no reason to have more than 2 because it's just going to take too much time and it's too much effort. This warehouse hasn't given me problems. It's pretty good here too. This warehouse is easily accessible. It's down south here. It's has an easy road to access it. It's near the airport here. Another warehouse that I've noticed that's pretty good is this one right here. This one This one is a little bit down south too. It's pretty close to this one, but a little bit better than that position. And the reason what's good about this warehouse right here is there's no lot. You can just pull straight into this warehouse. It's pretty easy delivery. Now let me show you the bad warehouse locations. This one is a very bad warehouse location. The reason is you got to pull into this lot down here every single time. You got to go drive down here and go around, and you got to pull in there. This one is pretty bad too because this is near where you know where you do the Lester contact missions and you have to pull into that lot. This one's pretty annoying too because you have to pull into to that lot every single time. This warehouse down here is a little bit far down south. My friend has this one. I haven't had any problems with this, but all you have to do is just drive up right up to the door. It's very easy. There's no lot you have to pull up. It's right off the street, so you just go right on the street and just drive off to the side. So if you're gonna buy a large warehouse, get the Darnell Bros one. Get that one. Avoid these warehouses here. I have one up here, and you know, this one, sometimes it's a win and a miss. Whenever I have cargo up here in the north, it's a win. But whenever I have cargo all the way down here, I gotta drive it all the way up here and up these hills, and that kind of takes a lot of time. So I recommend the Darnell Bros, and if you're gonna get another one, get this one. It's wholesale furniture, or get this one right here. Zero Gas Factory. You can get this one here too, the Bill Gecko warehouse, if I'm reading that correctly, but I think personally that the Zero Gas Factory is the better one. Now, let's move on to import-export. Okay, guys, so here I'm going to show you why the Darnell Brothers warehouse is such a good location. So if you get your vehicle cargo on the highway here, and you're taking it to the warehouse, you don't even need to go around like the GPS tells you to. You can just do this right here. Watch this. You can just get off the ramp right here. Very easy. So this warehouse, very easy access by the highway to jump right back down there. And delivered. There we go. Okay, now let's talk about vehicle cargo. Okay, let's talk about vehicle cargo. Now let's go to the warehouse map here, and let's go to all. Okay, so this warehouse that I own right here, this is the same warehouse that Franklin has as his garage in the single player. And you know, the reason that I bought this warehouse at first was because I wanted something down here. I wanted something right here, right around Grove Street, because I had no properties in this area. I had nothing to do in this area, so I bought the vehicle warehouse so I could have some kind of activity in that area. Unfortunately, that wasn't the greatest choice, because this area right here, there's a lot of side streets that I have to take before I get on the highway, and also there's also gang locations right here, and if somebody shoots, the gangs are going to light up your car, and then you're going to lose thousands of dollars. And if you know anything about vehicle cargo, you know the highways are the key to your success. Getting on the highways with vehicle cargo, almost always necessary to get to the destination, and the sooner you get on the highway, the quicker that you are going to get to the destination. And you know, when me and my friends get on the highway, we can finish this in 2 to 3 minutes really quickly. And this area, it's not the greatest, but it's not the worst either. The worst area is this one down here. This one, it's called Elysian Island Vehicle Warehouse. This one is the worst for a number of reasons. Number one, this warehouse is all the way down south, and the reason that that's really bad is whenever you're selling vehicle cargo and you choose the most expensive sell, you are going to be selling it up north. It's almost always somewhere up north here. It's 99% of the time the sale is going to be up north. It's almost never down south. It's almost never in the city unless you do the lower sales, but almost everybody does the higher sales. So if you do the higher sales where you have to pay $20,000 to upgrade each car, it's going to be always up here. It's going to be always in the north. It's almost never down here. The only time you have to sell a car down here, and it's sometimes in the docks, is when you're exporting a vehicle collection. So this area, it's really bad because it's going to be the farthest drive. So it's going to cost you the farthest drive. And also, if you look at the warehouse down here, it's on an island. And you're going to have to go all the way here. You're going to have to go on this bridge, go on this highway, and then go all the way around. Or you're going to have to go this way and go all the way around. Or you're going to have to cut up here and drive through the side streets until you get up on the highway up here. And that's going to take really long. So this right here, this is the worst possible location. Now, another warehouse that I wanted to talk about was La Mesa Vehicle Warehouse. This is the most common vehicle warehouse I've noticed, and I help people sell this warehouse almost all the time. This warehouse is the cheapest, and it's the cheapest for a reason. It's not the worst warehouse in the game, but it's not the greatest either. There's a reason that this warehouse is so cheap. The plus of this warehouse is that it's right next to the highway, so it's very easy to get on the highway and to start going where you're going. Unfortunately, what's bad about this warehouse is there's a Vagos hangout right here, and I'm going to show you guys that Vagos hangout right now. What happens when you get into this Vagos area, and let's say that you're doing a sourcing mission. So you're taking a car, you're driving it down here, you're about to get it in the vehicle warehouse, and you're getting chased by NPCs from the mission, and the NPCs are shooting at you and they corner you. You fire back at the NPCs. All the Vagos in this area are going to shoot your car up, and they're going to light it up, and you're going to lose a lot of money. You're going to lose thousands of dollars because this is a gang hideout right here. There's going to be like 30 gang members shooting up your car, and you're going to lose a ton of money. So this area is not the greatest either. This area is better. I recommend everybody save up and invest their money in this one. It's the most expensive one, and it's also the best one right here. This area, Pretty simple to access. The only bad thing about it is you have a small lot to pull into here, but it's not a really big deal because these are fast cars anyways, unlike the vehicle cargo where we gotta drive these slow vans. But the lot is the only bad thing about it. It's not a straight shoot. But what's good about this area right here is it's right next to the highway. It's very close to the highway, and it's also the farthest north. So this vehicle warehouse is going to be the closest to your sales. Wherever you're selling, this warehouse is almost always going to be the closest to that sale. So if you gotta go up here, you gotta go here, or even gotta go up here. The highways are gonna help you out a lot in this area. So this one's the best one. This one's the easiest to deliver to, and it's also the easiest one to sell to. I might upgrade this one. I might upgrade this one in the future. Now this warehouse, a lot of people have this warehouse also because it's cheap. I've sold this warehouse a few times. Also, this area right here, this area is pretty bad too. It's not bad in the same way that it has gangs like in the other one, but the reason that this area is bad is because it doesn't have any roads really here. It has dirt roads and a lot of hills right here. And what happens is whenever you're doing vehicle sell missions, a lot of people, instead of following the GPS route, they like jumping off the hills with the cars right here. And the reason that that's bad is because when you jump off the hills with the cars, oftentimes people flip the cars, or the cars fall on the side and they flip upside down and you lose thousands of dollars. So this area is really bad. So when you want to move cars down here, you got to go around here, round down here, and then finally you can start driving up over here. And it's also a little bit of a drive from the highway. So this area, bad area because of the hills. You're going to flip cars a lot of times. There's some other areas here. This area, I don't think this area is worth it. This area might be worth it because it's pretty close to the highway, but I still think that the most expensive one is the best one right here. So, I mean, I recommend everybody just save up and just invest in this one. And you know what's good about vehicle warehouses is you don't need to upgrade them. You don't need to upgrade any equipment. You can upgrade them, if you want like cosmetic looks, but there's no equipment upgrades like in the other warehouses. So you just need to buy the warehouse and then you're all set and you can start making money with it. It's gonna be costing you like $1,350,000 more than the La Mesa warehouse, the Moretta Heights warehouse, if I'm reading that correctly. So to save up for this one, it's a worth it investment. I mean, one of my friends has this warehouse, and I've never had any problems with this warehouse. This warehouse is the best one to sell from. Okay, guys, so take a look at this. This is the La Mesa warehouse right here. Look at what happens. This is right near the Vagos gang hideout. You can already see Vagos members. Look at what happens when I fire one bullet. Already, just from firing one bullet, we already suffered $2,691 worth of damage. So, that gang hideout, when you're delivering cargo and you're getting chased by NPCs, there's going to be a nightmare to deliver into that warehouse because you're getting shot up by so many people already. Okay, so now we are going to be talking about facilities. Okay, so this facility I own right here, the Land Act Reservoir facility, and when I first bought this facility, the reason that I bought it was because I wanted something really close to the city. And the number one thing that annoyed me about the regular heists was just the long drive that you had to make, the huge drives that you had to make. So I was hoping that, I could have something really close to the city, and I could have something a little bit out in the countryside, but have something really close to the city. And, I wasn't thinking correctly when I bought this because it's not a great location. I have to go all the way up here in these dams, and these hills are dirt roads, like these mountainy hills, and they're kind of annoying. I mean, just look at this one here. Look at this long drive that you got to make all the way around here. When you're doing like a mission where you have to steal the RCV or steal the Chernobog, and you got to bring it all the way up here, it's a nightmare accessing this area. So don't buy this area, and this area is also pretty expensive. The best area is the Ron Alternatives Wind Farm facility. And, this area, it's pretty cheap. It's $1,855,000. You compare it to these that are over $2 million. So this area is pretty cheap. And, what's good about this one, if you look at it, it's right in the middle of the map. So it's the closest one that's to the middle of the map. And what's good about that is whatever kind of mission you're doing, whether it's a prep, a setup, a finale, you are going to be the closest to the mission location because it's right in the middle of the map. Some missions you will have certain facilities you'll be closer to, but this facility on average you will be the closest to almost all the missions because it's in the middle of the map, so you're not going to have that much of a drive. Some areas, like for instance the city one, you might have a close drive to one in the city, but when you got to go all the way up here, you're not going to have a close drive. This one right here, you minimize the drive because you have a little bit of a drive to the city and a little bit of a drive up here. So in the middle of the map, it makes it very easy to access areas. And on top of that, it's right near the highway, right next to the highway, so everybody just spawns their supercars when they exit the facility. Just get on the highway and just drive over. You get there pretty quickly, a lot quicker than a lot of the apartments in the regular heist, where you have to drive all the way up to the highway and then you have to start moving. This one, middle of the map right here, very easy to access. The one bad thing about this area is that there's a little bit of a hill up here that you have to get up here, but it's nowhere near as bad as this one. This one is the worst to get up, but this area definitely the best one, and it's pretty cheap too. Now the worst location right up here, Polito Bay. This one over here is pretty bad. This one is pretty bad too, and there's a reason that they're cheap. But this one is by far the worst one. And this one, it might come in handy when you're doing Act 2 and you're doing the Act 2 finale, but everything else, it's going to be pretty much a disaster on. Like, imagine when you have to drive all the way down to the city. And you're gonna be doing a lot of prep missions, a lot of setup missions when you gotta drive all the way down here. Can you imagine how annoyed your teammates would be? Like, imagine if you did a Chernobog mission and the Chernobog spawned down here in the city and you had to drive it all the way up here. You know how long that would take? Oh man, the Chernobog's one of the slowest vehicles in the game too. So whenever you do a mission up here, you are gonna have a huge drive. And on top of that, it's not even near the highway. It's also it's right up here. It's near the dirt roads, so you're gonna have to drive on the dirt roads, and then you're finally on the highway. So you're gonna have a huge drive to wherever you're going. It's gonna be so long. And a lot of the heists, like Act 2 finale, you might be able to complete the elite challenge because you're right next to here. But other ones, you're not gonna be able to complete the elite challenge on. Forget about it that way. So this location is terrible. It's way too far of a drive. Okay, so now let's talk about hangars. So a lot of people like buying hangars down here at LSIA for two reasons. The first reason that people like buying hangars is because they are cheaper than the ones at Zancudo. And the second reason is a lot of people have it in their minds, that if they buy a hangar down here, they are less likely to get attacked than up here. A lot of people seem to think that there's going to be a lot of activity up here at Zancudo, and because of that, they buy a hangar at LSIA because they want to feel safe. They're scared about a lot of players grouping up around here and fighting, and they don't want their cargo destroyed when they're doing runs. And it's understandable to a degree, but the problem here is that a lot of YouTubers, they misled people. When Smuggler's Run first came out, a lot of YouTubers, they were telling people, oh, buy a hangar down here at LSIA. You are more safer and it's cheaper. It's a better location. I'm going to tell you guys right now, the Zancudo hangars, they're much better than the ones at LSIA, and you are actually more likely to get attacked down here than you are up here at Zancudo. When Smuggler's Run first came out, there was some players up here, but now mostly, when I play 30 players lobbies, like full lobbies, there's actually more people down here than there is at Zancudo, so you are actually more likely to get attacked at LSIA than you are at Zancudo. And Zancudo, all three of these hangars are the exact same thing. There's literally no difference between them other than the outside features. The outside features are the only thing that's different, the physical appearance on the outside. So if you're judging it by the outside, then I guess choose which hangar you want here. But I bought the most expensive one just because I could, but it doesn't really matter. This one for $2,085,000, the cheapest one. It's the same thing as the most expensive one and the $2,650,000 one. They all have the same abilities. So any one of these Zancudo hangars is better. And Zancudo is better for a number of reasons. The first reason is that you have access to Fort Zancudo, so you're able to freely enter and you don't have to worry about getting attacked by the military unless you cause chaos in here. And number two is that you can take lasers from this base, laser jets. So you can take as many jets as you want. You can't do that at LSIA. And the laser jets, if you try to take them when you're not doing a cargo mission, you're going to get a wanted level, but it's not going to be as big as 4 stars. It's going to be a small wanted level. And the second thing is when you're doing a cargo mission, and you take a laser jet down here, you're not going to get any wanted level here. So when you do a cargo mission, you're not going to get any wanted level whatsoever. And number 3, this location is easier to deliver to. A lot of times the hangar crates, they spawn in Polito Bay, and if they spawn up here, they're pretty easy to deliver down here. And if you have the hangar at LSIA, imagine how much of a drive or flight you're going to have to do if you get like crates from up here or even here in this area when they spawn in Sandy Shores over here. So you're going to have to go all the way down here. Fort Zancudo, it's on the left coast of the map, but it's actually pretty even. It's pretty centered in the map. So anywhere you need to go, you're more likely, cargo is more likely to spawn near this than down here. So you're going to have a much harder time bringing cargo down here. And on top of that, there's a cell mission from the LSIA hangars. I remember the Skylift mission where you have to take the 2 helicopters with the big crates and you have to fly them all the way up to Polito Bay, and that mission is an absolute nightmare. That's horrible. I despise that mission. It's one of the worst missions in the game. So this Fort Zancudo is superior to LSIA in almost everything. And I'm going to show you guys here in a minute how how you don't get wanted levels when you do steal lasers on a cargo run. And also, one last thing. For people who are still worried that other players are going to attack you in Fort Zancudo, here's what I got to tell you. If a player ever attacks you in Fort Zancudo, don't fight back. That's what I do. Every time a player attacks me, I don't fight back. And the reason you don't want to fight back is when they open fire on you, the military is going to go after them. And all the Rhino tanks and all the other military jeeps and all the other soldiers, they are going to rush them. And they're going to kill the griefers. So if somebody goes after you and they try to kill you in Fort Zancudo, don't fire back because you'll get cops unless it's on a cargo mission. Because if it's in a cargo mission, you don't have to worry about cops. But if you're just, chilling, somebody comes over here and attacks you, don't even do anything, and the military will take care of it for you. They'll blow them up. They'll get rid of them quickly. That's what a lot of YouTubers fail to mention, that the military will actually kill the griefers if they try to attack you in here. They kept telling people to buy hangars and LSIA, and they didn't mention that. Let me show you guys on the cargo run how you can just steal lasers and you won't get a wanted level. Okay, so take a look at this, guys. When you're doing a sourcing mission, you can just steal the laser jets from Zancudo and you won't get any cops. You won't get any wanted level. You see a soldier standing right here. I'm just going to steal this jet right now and he's not going to go after me. When you're not doing a cargo run and you're just exploring Zancudo, even if you own the hangar, you will get a wanted level, but it won't be a big one. It'll just be a small one. So right here during cargo runs, you can take as many lasers as you want, and they can greatly help you on missions. So Zancudo hangars are much better than LSIA hangars. Any hangar in Zancudo is always better than that hangar in LSIA. Okay, so let's talk about MC businesses now. And MC businesses are where I get the majority of my money. I get the majority of my money from these businesses. I buy full supplies for them. And these businesses are set up in the best location here. Document forgery in Grapeseed, Weed Farm in San Chiansky Mountain Range, Counterfeit Cash Factory, Grand Sonora Desert, Meth Lab, Grand Sonora Desert, Cocaine, a Lockup, Alamo Sea. So it's good to have these businesses in Sandy Shores and Grapeseed. And these businesses are good for a number of reasons. One, they are the cheapest in Sandy Shores and Grapeseed. So these are also the cheapest business locations that you can buy in the game. So win-win right there. And also, let me show you guys these on a map right here. They are pretty close to each other. Right here you can see the Meth Lab, Counterfeit Cash, Cocaine, Weed and Document Forgery a little bit farther from each other, but they're all pretty close to each other. And the reason that these businesses are better than the city is because you start out here and you sell in the city versus selling from the city to Sandy Shores. If you sell product from the city to Sandy Shores, let's say that you have the garbage truck mission and you're selling product from the garbage truck and you're going up here. When you're down here, you're going to be driving on really bad terrain. You're going to be driving on dirt roads, and you're going to be going up these like mountain roads, which are really annoying. These roads are really annoying to drive on. And I've seen players that sell from the city, and they flip like the garbage truck or they flip the post-op van, and they get them stuck on like rocks here, and they lose product because of that. And on top of that, when you drive a vehicle up here, you are very exposed to, especially to griefers. So if there's somebody in a jet, somebody in an oppressor, somebody in any kind of assault attack air vehicle, you are very much at risk when you sell up here. Versus if you sell from here and you drive down towards the city here, the drops are a lot closer. On average, the drops are closer to each other than they are here. The helicopter one, if you do the helicopter sale where you take the 3 buzzards, the city drops are a lot easier to drop at. But the drops here, they're pretty far from each other. So the city drops are easier to make, and also if you take the garbage truck or you take the post-op van and you drive down here, you have paved roads. So you have paved roads. You don't have to worry about any dirt roads here in the city, and the areas are a lot easier to access. So you're going to be driving a lot faster because the roads are paved, and it's a lot easier here. And also, if somebody goes after you, it's a lot easier to survive an attack down here in the city than it is up there, because if you get attacked by an air vehicle here in the city, you can take cover behind a building, you can drive into a tunnel, do different kinds of things. The only bad thing about selling in the city is that it's going to be full of players. You have to watch out for that. But it still puts you at less risk than if you would be selling up here. Selling up here and somebody would go after you, you'd be at much more risk than selling down here. And also, I wanted to say, for the Paleto Bay businesses, some people have their businesses in Paleto Bay. I rarely see it, but some people like to have their businesses up here. There is the one benefit that I can think of having all your businesses up here is that they're really close to each other. So literally all 5 businesses are like a block or 2 away from each other. They're really close to each other up here. But this area, it's a nightmare to sell from this area. So imagine you're selling your businesses and you get the post-op van. And you guys remember, if we sell post-op van even from this location here, the meth lab, that is still really annoying. So even if I sold the post-op vans from here and I gotta drive it to the city, that still takes a lot of time. Imagine having to drive the post-op vans from up here all the way up here and taking them down here. The worst sell mission in the game. You guys, I bet you guys are like just really nervous just thinking about that. Yeah, that gets me. Like, yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to do that mission. That would just be a nightmare, doing a post-op mission from Paleto Bay all the way down here. I already complained enough about the post-op vans from Sandy Shores, and I've done the post-op mission from Paleto Bay all the way down here, and trust me, it is not fun. So if you're going to be buying MC businesses and you want to get all 5 or even get 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever the amount that you want to get them in this location right here. And as for clubhouses, people are going to ask me, where should I have my clubhouse? Clubhouse location doesn't really matter. All the clubhouses are pretty cheap in this game. The clubhouses, they're almost, I think almost all of them are under $500,000. The clubhouses are pretty cheap, and it doesn't matter. It does not really matter on the location for the clubhouses. If you want to put one right here, there's a gas station right here, and you can put another one right here. Then I guess you could access these pretty. You could access it easily also, but you don't really need the clubhouse to do the business work. Only if you want to do MC contracts. But the only thing I'll say is don't buy a clubhouse up here in Paleto Bay, because you're gonna have to come up here all the time. My clubhouse is all the way down here. It's right down here in this area where I am right now. And I like this area right here because, it's easy to access, and there's a lot of missions. A lot of the biker missions, they spawn around this area, so that's why I like to have my clubhouse in that area. But that's the area. And clubhouse, you can buy it pretty much anywhere you want. Just don't buy it in Paleto Bay, because Paleto Bay is pretty bad. And the same thing goes for the CEO offices, because I forgot to mention that earlier. If you're going to be buying a CEO office, the location doesn't really matter that much. I mean, Maze Bank, it's most expensive one, but it's situated in a much better location than the other ones, because it's right in the middle of the city, so you can just spawn a helicopter and you can fly in either direction. It's closer to that one. But again, CEO offices and MC clubhouses, they don't really matter on the location. This area right here, the Sandy Shores one, this pattern right here, this is the best possible location that you can have for the MC businesses. Okay, so now we are talking about the last business, the bunker. Okay, so these 3 bunker locations, Zancudo, Chumash, and Farmhouse. These 3 locations are going to be your best bunker locations. And the reason that I like the Zancudo bunker personally is because it's easy access to my hangar. My hangar is right here, so it's easy to get from my bunker to my hangar, easy to get from my hangar to my bunker. And as we were talking about the MC businesses earlier, how they were in Sandy Shores and Grapeseed, horizontal line right here, pretty easy to access. So easy to access from bunker, hangar, to the MC businesses, so all pretty easy to access here. The Chumash bunker is the best bunker in the game, I believe. It's better than Zancudo bunker. Zancudo bunker is still pretty good, but it's better than this one. And the reason that it's the best bunker in the game is because it's the closest to the city. Farmhouse is pretty close to the city too, and it's decent as well. And if you want to get it right now, it's on sale this week for $1,187,500. But I believe that the Chumash bunker is better, and the Chumash bunker is better because it has easy access to the highway. It's literally right on the highway, so you can just get on the highway and just start driving towards your drops. And even if you have the dune buggy one, it's still going to be a lot easier than other bunkers, because you're going to be getting to the city. So it's less than a minute drive to the city. You'll be to the city, and a lot of times if you take the insurgents, you'll be in the city in less than 30 seconds. Especially if you have the insurgent mission where just 3 drops with the insurgents, you're going to be done in less than 3 minutes if your guys are quick. So this bunker will make your sales really easy. Whenever you buy this bunker, you aren't going to regret it, because the sales are going to be a lot easier. And the worst possible bunker, and also the worst possible business location that you can have in this game, is right here, the Paleto Bay bunker. This is the worst possible business location in the game. And if you guys have seen my live streams, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. This bunker is a recipe for disaster. This bunker is just bad luck. Something always goes wrong whenever selling this bunker. And what makes this bunker so bad, and there's a reason that it's so cheap, what makes this bunker so bad is the fact that you have to drive all the way down here. And if you drive all the way down here, you are going to be exposed to griefers. So you're going to be trying to sell your product, you're going to be driving all the way down here, you are going to be exposed to griefers. So if somebody catches you like on the highway right here, you're selling your product, you're driving like an insurgent or whatever, a dune buggy, at monster truck, and you get attacked by a guy in a jet, you're done. You have nowhere to take cover. You can't use buildings for cover. You can't go into tunnels. You could try to get in this tunnel here, but you can't go into tunnels like you can in the city. You are pretty much dead right here. If you try to sell from here, you are going to be done with like basically half your drops by the time the griefers catch on to you and see that you're selling your stuff. Here, it's a recipe for disaster. These long drives make it just so horrible. And For people who tell me, you know, I don't mind the drive. I don't really mind the drive. The drive doesn't affect me. I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to show you guys a clip from my live stream, or my live stream a few days ago, to prove just how bad this bunker is. Take a look at this. So take a look at this, guys. This is from a few days ago when I was live streaming and we were selling from a Paleto Bay bunker. One of our friends wanted to sell from it and we were helping him out here. And take a look at this. This proves my point. For people who say that they don't mind the drive from Paleto Bay to the city, take a look at how horrible this drive is. We got to go all the way down here to there. It's a 6-mile drive that we got to drive in these monster trucks, and we have to cut through the valley. And the valley is some of the worst terrain. So that small like terrain with the boxed in on that small dirt road, we gotta cut through that. We have to make a 6-mile drive with these monster trucks. It's just horrible, and you know, it could be even worse. Imagine if we had the dune buggy one. That'd be even worse. Or we could even have the Merryweather one, the Merryweather Insurgent Cell, and they're only giving us 15 minutes. Also 15 minutes to drive across the map and make those 5 drops. So that can be pretty bad. And like I said earlier, if you have the dune buggy mission, you're probably going to run out of time. The Merryweather one, they give you 30 minutes, but the dune buggy one, they give you 15 minutes. And I've seen people lose cargo on this because they don't have enough time to make their sales. And people, even in the comments, people are just saying just how bad this drive is. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Again, I'm sorry for the length of the video, guys. I just had to do a lot of discussion and a lot of explaining in this video on my opinions, and I was backing it up with facts on a lot of them, on why I thought a lot of them were good and bad locations. So I hope they helped you out, and for people who weren't able to decide, I hope this video has helped people decide on what business locations they wanted. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.